So, so I was reviewing the podcast of the week with Laura Putnam. And as I scanned through and listened to the whole podcast, a few things came to mind. There were a couple important themes that really stood out. And in particular, taking work breaks, like a 2-minute work break. Lauren and we had this great discussion where I asked her, what do employees need to get? What's the mindset shift they really need to understand? She said, you know what? You don't need to go to the gym an hour a day, 5 days a week. You need to go to the gym 2 minutes every hour at your desk. She gave some examples. Standing up when you take phone calls, walking over to the farther printer or taking the stairs instead of the elevator, finding ways so that you build in a movement every hour regularly, 1 minute. And so I'd heard about this before. Taking breaks from work, that type of thing. And for today's episode, I wanted to really dive into the science of taking breaks from work. So I started researching several articles, and I'm going to show you them right now. Share screen. So first, I came up with this impact of rest breaks upon accident risk, fatigue, and performance, a review. I like review articles because instead of just having one scientific article, you get to review many scientific articles, and it's all accumulated in one spot. Now, the basic thing I want to highlight here is the scheduling of additional micro breaks can be beneficial under at least some circumstances. So that got me curious. I started wondering, what are these circumstances that enable micro breaks to be really effective? Because Laura is highlighting micro breaks, I'm getting curious, and apparently, according to a bunch of scientific studies in this review, they are beneficial in some circumstances. So I continued to investigate. Now, what I ended up coming upon was some research on employee breaks. So I'm going to show you this article up here. It's organizational dynamics, and in particular, this paper is called Embracing Work Breaks, Recovering from Work Stress. I thought this would be so helpful for you because this paper gives out a ton of ways someone can rejuvenate, recover, and heal from the work environment. They give a bunch of different ways. And most importantly, they talk about vacations. Now, I thought this was the most important thing because we have to realize that vacations do work. Research on employee recovery during vacation generally finds that employee well-being and performance capacity increases immediately after vacation. However, those positive effects seem to fade out relatively quickly. So I know so many of us save up our stress to go on vacation. We release it all, and then the stress comes back. I think this is the silliest thing we can do. I know a close friend of mine, he's helping me out with my car, and he goes on vacations, but he doesn't learn different skill sets. He doesn't learn how to handle stress differently, and it just builds up. It gets released through vacations every now and then, but it's never, when the vacation's over, all the stress comes back. And so I'd much rather him learn skill sets, learn ways he can deal with stress rather than just waiting till the end. And so that's why, if you're interested in our course, we do teach people how to deal with stress, and in our business relationship mastery course. You can just contact us and ask about it, or subscribe to the email address. You'll get some information about that. But what we also need to know is, if we go down, this paper talks about micro breaks. And the limited research on lunch breaks so far suggests that, I don't know. So basically, here's the thing I wanted to highlight. Employees who engaged in respite activities during breaks, such as socializing or napping, felt more positive emotions and fewer negative emotions off their break. These were for at work and also work-related micro break activities. Here, you guys, listen. Here is the whole thing right here. Work-related micro break activities seem to be more strongly related to employees' sense of feeling energized at work, and specifically activities related to learning something new, creating meaning, and building positive relationships at work are associated with higher experience, energy, and less fatigue. Now, this is really, really important to recognize. We have so far some research saying breaks are good under some circumstances. We have another piece of evidence saying micro breaks are good if you can find meaning and make friends in these micro breaks. So we're starting to get a better picture of this. And so I want to nail this in the coffin, nail this wisdom into the coffin by examining one more thing, and that's going to be booster breaks. So if we scroll down, booster breaks are a thing. They're a thing. So the main thing I want to highlight here, and what I mean by a thing, look at booster breaks. Booster breaks. You know, there's books about it. It's on the Wikipedia page. There's scientific articles about it. It's a thing. And there's some research behind it. It basically says if you do a 15-minute physical activity break each workday, it's good. The other thing that this mentions is that you get enhanced workplace social interaction. So from what I'm seeing, if we look at the whole picture of taking breaks at work, based on a review article, Laura Putnam, based on 2 articles, based on the booster breaks thing, what I'm saying is take breaks at work. I don't know if it has to be 2 minutes or whatever. Take breaks at work, stand up, stretch, and try to talk to someone. Maybe on your phone. Every time you take a phone call, you have to walk up and get around. Maybe every hour you gotta go to the coffee machine or go get a glass of water and hang out in the common area just for a little bit. Have some small chit chat with people as you stand up. You know, build in these little breaks each day so that you keep moving and you don't need to go to the gym. And then 2, actually build those positive relationships so that work becomes more enjoyable. All right, thanks.